Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So today I received in the mail my December IPSY Glam Bag Plus. So I thought I would do a haul and unboxing with all of you guys and share my initial impression of some of these products and also just, go ahead and put some of them on my face. So let's see, the first item we have here is the Stick Matte Color and Shiny Balm Lip Color Crayon. And this is in the shade Belize Bordeaux. Intriguing. So I think this is my only lip product of the haul. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this and we can go ahead and put this on my lips. Interesting. So it's this fairly large crayon shape. You can see the color both on this bottom and on this top, and it says balm inside. Ooh. Oh, that's so cute. There's this little baby balm over here. And then here is the lip crayon. So let me actually look up the instructions on IPSY's website to see how you're supposed to be using this. Do you use these separately or together? Okay, well, it doesn't really specify, so I guess I'm gonna first just go in with this crayon and see how it is. Just so you guys know, I am normally someone who does not at all like matte lip products, so we'll give this a whirl and, it'll kind of settle into my lips, I think, over the course of today's video. But just FYI, I have very dry lips, and so I don't necessarily have the highest hopes for this working out. But all right, let's just go in and, oh, this is very creamy, very, very easy to apply. Let me actually grab a mirror as well so I can do a better application for you guys. Interesting. Okay, so this really glides on very easily. Okay, that's nice. So I have left the middle just a little bit blank because I want to try out this balm component. And one thing I did notice, which is kind of interesting, is this is a magnetic closure, which is pretty cool, fairly luxe for what otherwise looks like a not very luxe product. Here's the cute little balm. Let's see how much pigmentation this has. Okay, not a ton. Let me swatch these because I am curious how these look by themselves. Okay, yeah, so this balm is very, very light in color. So let me actually add some more color here. I wonder then if you're supposed to put the balm first and then the matte crayon, because that way you would get more color payoff. So there they are there. But yeah, that's very interesting. I'm not really sure that the addition of this balm does a whole lot unless you just don't already have a mostly clear balm in your collection. I actually put some lip balm on prior to this video, so I think the effect we have right now is probably quite similar to if I had applied this balm, but I'll have to try these separately and see how they work. Right now, I would say my lips overall feel pretty good. The crayon really glid right on, and so far I'm not really feeling any of that, matte, dry feeling. That said, I also don't really see a matte effect. We definitely have some shine going from probably the balm I had before and also this new balms. I think if you want a matte effect, you should just use this crayon by itself. And then I guess my impression is this kind of turns it more into a moisturizing lipstick. Overall feels good. I would say this color is something I feel like I have a lot of in my collection already. I'm a huge fan of plums, but I probably won't reach for this a ton just because I do have a lot of other formulas in this color that, at least based on first impression, I probably would err for those instead. But overall, solid product, no complaints there. So let's see what is next in this. Now we have a day and night cream. This is the QMS Meta Cosmetics Ace Vitamin Day and Night Cream. Oh, this looks like it'll be a pretty nice package because it has a nice weight to it. So let me just open this up. Ooh, oh wow, this looks pretty nice actually. Fairly luxe. Ooh, wow, that is a very thick, creamy moisturizer. This is made in Germany. I've never tried this brand before, but it seems like a pretty nice brand. Let me see if I can find any more information. So they say this is a 2-in-1 face cream that can be used both day and night to restore and regenerate all skin types. It is infused with vitamin C and E, which help protect skin from UV-induced free radical damage while brightening you up overall. Okay, great. That's exciting. So yeah, I'm looking forward to trying this out. Recently, I have to say I've been less enthused about the M Cosmetics makeup options just because I've been hauling so much high-end and luxury makeup, and M Cosmetics usually does more kind of indie brands that are less luxurious. But I do find that their skincare often does skew a little bit more high-end. The value of this container is apparently $140, which is a really fancy face cream in my book. So I'm really excited to try this out. I think M Cosmetics skincare is a really good way to especially try out brands from other countries that you might not be familiar with. I actually got a face cream from them before, the Crème Glacée from Peyote. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but it's a French brand. It didn't actually work super well for my skin, but my partner really loved it. So I actually bought a ton of Peyote products as part of his Christmas gift. So it's really good to use IPSY to kind of discover new products in that respect. And you can get some pretty nice like luxury skincare brands that are just lesser known in the US. So happy about that one. And then, okay, so this is the Hanalei Lip Treatment in Clear. So I think this is just a thick lip balm. Okay, I'm not gonna open this right now, but I will say I'm a little bit disappointed about how small this is. I was excited about this product because I previously got the Hanalei lip balm, and that is my favorite lip balm. Now, I like use it basically on a daily basis. It's actually what I have on my lips today, before I put on this lip crayon. So I was really excited to try more of Hanalei's products, but this is very small. This is like a deluxe sample size. I mean, to be fair, I'm sure it'll last a decent amount of time just given how long lip products last, but still a little bit disappointed with how small this is, but excited to try out the product nonetheless. So next up we have the Context Vitamin C All Day Eye Cream. This is also kind of in the category of skincare items from brands I hadn't heard about but am intrigued to try. So I think this is also an item I personally picked. And let's see, this retails for $35. What it says is hydrating, check, brightening, check, refreshing, you bet. We looked like we slept a full 8 thanks to the super concentrated eye cream with vitamin C, echinacea, licorice, and grapeseed extract. Okay, that's exciting. So I'm really intrigued to see how these vitamin C products perform on my skin, because usually my skin is not super happy with vitamin C serums. I've tried a lot of them over time and they just irritate my skin, give me breakouts. So I hope that with this and also this ACE moisturizer that I might be able to get some of the benefits of vitamin C, but in a form that hopefully doesn't irritate my skin. This is a Canadian brand, by the way. I have never tried their products before, but looking forward to checking them out. And I just realized I should probably also tell you guys the prices for the other items, just so you know. So the IPSY Glam Bag Plus overall is $25. So already this is an amazing deal. You have this for like $140, this for $35, and then this lip crayon retails for $25. So next we have the Laura Geller Spackle Mist Restore Coconut Water, and this says it can be used to prime, set, or refresh your face. So this is $32. And looking at the ingredients, coconut water is the second ingredient, so that's pretty exciting. I did actually spritz this over my face before putting on any makeup today, and I did feel like it hydrated my face a little bit, so that was good. It does have a very strong coconut smell, and the last ingredient in this is perfume, so it's not just, your coconut water smell. It is actually like a coconut perfume. So if you aren't a fan of coconut smelling products, then this is probably not the best for you. I'll use this to set my makeup today and see how that looks. At the moment, I am not totally sold on this product just based on initial application because the fragrance was a little bit powerful for me. I picked this product because I am really interested in having more face mists, especially in these winter months where my skin is just constantly feeling really dry. I did recently actually also pick up the Glow Recipe Watermelon Mist, and I love that. It smells so good. Feels really great. So I was hoping this would be kind of similar. I would say I'm less of a fan of this smell, but we'll see. I'm gonna keep using this and hopefully, you know, the actual formulation makes up for the smell. So now let's go in with the final product of this month. Ooh, this is actually a pretty fun box, wow. Okay, so this is an IPSY exclusive. It is the Fireside eyeshadow palette from IPSY Beauty. So I have never tried this brand before, so let me see if I can find some more information about it. This is a $15 palette, and this is inspired by post-skiing. You're hanging out on the slopes, you're getting snuggly at the fireside. So it has earthy and enchanting eyeshadows infused with moisturizing vitamin E and rosehip oil. Interesting. Okay, I've never really had eyeshadows that claim to have any skincare benefits, so this will be interesting to try out. So it's a pretty sturdy, this is the front. It's a pretty sturdy cardboard package. Here are the colors. So I must confess, I'm usually not a huge fan of the eyeshadow palettes that come in these IPSY bags, just because I have so many palettes now that I really love and obviously will never be able to use up. So I don't really feel particularly moved by a lot of these sorts of palettes. But I will try this on for you guys today and we can, you know, see how it looks. Given, you know, how the packaging doesn't really move me, I think it's unlikely I will use this a lot in the future, but always fun to still play around with new makeup. So let me just start by giving you guys some swatches of this palette. So first off, oh wow, these are actually really creamy. So that's good. Oh wow, yikes, okay. Creamy, but also very flaky. Yikes. Okay, so that is Below Zero. And this seems to be a very white shade with a tiny bit of shimmer. It's a little bit confusing to me looking at it straight on because it kind of looks like a matte, but it definitely has shimmer in there. Maybe sheared out, this would be good as like a brow bone highlight, but I don't think this would have opacity or impact to really put all over the lids. Next we have Snow Bunny. This is a very pale flesh toned shade, just, you know, a hint peachier than my actual skin tone. And then we have Hot Cocoa. This is a nice matte brown. Seems like a little bit warm leaning, but overall somewhat neutral. And then we have Nippy, which is this, I guess, kind of golden shimmer shade. Oh wow, actually, okay, Nippy swatches very differently than how it looks in pan. Swatched, I feel like it's much more of a peachy, almost bronzy shade. Yeah, definitely has more pink and peach than it looks in pan. In pan, I feel like Nippy looks much more just kind of yellowy and golden. So next up we have S'mores. So this is more of a reddish, slightly brighter tone matte shade. And then we have Evergreen. Oh, that's pretty. So this is a nice minty, relatively cool green with shimmer finish. And then we have Hoodie. So these two would be really great for Christmassy eyes. This is a pretty red shimmery shade. A little bit of kind of peachy pinkiness to it. And then we have Cozy Up. This is probably, ooh, yes. Okay, this is definitely the most beautiful shade, in my opinion, that I've swatched so far in this palette. This is a very intriguing shade. It kind of has, it's mostly a taupey metallic, but it has almost a little bit of a pink burgundy undertone to it, so that's pretty fascinating. And then last up we have Black Ice. So this is just a black matte shade. So there we go. Those are all of the eyeshadow shades swatched. I think this is overall a pretty nice palette in terms of shades. Obviously I haven't tried the formula yet. But yeah, it does actually swatch pretty creamy, and so it's nice that it has some vitamin E and rosehip oil in it. So let's go ahead and put this on the lids. I'm gonna start off with my Wayne Gloss number 16 brush. I wanna give this kind of the best chance it's got, so I wanna use all of my nice brushes. And let's start slow and simple. So I'm gonna use this Snow Bunny and just use this kind of all over the lids. You probably cannot see that at all, but that's okay. I guess this will just kind of set my primer a bit and hopefully make the blend in the outer crease a little bit nicer. Let's see, I guess I'll go into Hot Cocoa first. I'm gonna try to use as many shades as possible from this palette since I don't see this becoming like an everyday staple for me. Like, these colors are all nice and I think good for an overall neutral look, but I do find myself trying to go for just more interesting, creative looks nowadays. All right, so far these mattes I think are blending pretty easily, at least with this Wayne Gloss brush. And I am getting a decently nice kind of blown out look from this. I do want to add some more color though, so I'm gonna go in with S'mores. Just hope that that like adds a little bit of pop to things. I'm gonna keep this a little bit closer to the lash line. Okay, so actually these are working pretty nicely. I have no complaints so far in terms of the quality of this palette. All of these shadows are blending really seamlessly with each other, which is quite impressive. I do want to try this Black Ice shade, so I'm gonna go in with my Sonia G Classic Crease and just put that kind of in the outer corners, because I do tend to struggle with the blend of really deep matte shades, so this will be kind of a test of quality or of my skill, probably both. But okay, so yeah, I do see a little bit of kind of catching on this side, but to be expected. This side is actually blending out pretty nicely. Now let's go in with some of these shades. So I think I'm gonna put Cozy Up a little bit more towards the outer portion. I'm just gonna use this to kind of blend things into the crease a little bit. I actually kind of feel like putting this just all over the lid. This Cozy Up shade is really pretty. Okay, let me just try that. We're going for, I guess, a more neutral eye look today. Ooh, this is pretty actually. Okay, so going back in with my Classic Crease, I do just want to bring some of that matte dimension back. So I'm gonna just cover up the outer portion a bit. And then using that same shade, I'm gonna go into S'mores and just blend out the edges a bit. Okay, I will say I think it's kind of hard for me to blend out the edges of Cozy into the mattes, so that's a little bit unfortunate, but just gonna keep blending and hoping things work out. Okay, so now I do want to bring in some more color to this party. So I'm kind of curious what it'll look like if I try to layer hoodie on top of Cozy. So I'm just gonna put this sort of, okay, that was probably not the best idea, but that's okay, we're just gonna go with it. Alrighty, let me go back in with my GSN 9 brush, because this is looking a little bit demonic, but hopefully this kind of will just look like a halo eye. I'm just brushing over this because I don't want it to be so stark. Alrighty, I think that just adds a little bit more redness to the center, which I'm not mad about, so that works for now. And then I'm gonna try Nippy kind of in the inner third to see how that looks. So I'm just gonna layer that on top of Cozy, and hopefully that helps in terms of blending hoodie in better as well. So hoodie can blend into nippy and then into cozy. This is an interesting look. Definitely more unique than I was anticipating. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go in with my my Wayne Gloss number 16 and just try to use Snow Bunny to kind of blend out this outer edge a bit, because I do feel like this is not very well blended. Still not great, but doing a tad bit better. Now I'm gonna go in with my Sonia G Mini Booster and try out this Below Zero shade. I'm gonna take a little smattering of it right now and just put it in the brow bone highlight region on both eyes and try to blend that out. Okay, so it has a nice glisten to it. Not my favorite brow bone highlight, but definitely provides some nice shine. You use that same brush and put this in the inner corner and see if it's better as the inner corner highlight. Okay, so yeah, I think this is good if you want some slightly more subtle highlight shade, because you can definitely see the light reflecting off of it, but it's not gonna give you that sparkly inner corner highlight. So now let's proceed with the lower lash line. Start out with my IPSY G27, and I guess I'll go in with S'mores. That seems to be a pretty unifying shade here. And just dust this all over the lower lash line. We have a pretty smoky look going on, so I think it's fine to bring S'mores a little bit on the lower side. And then I'm going to go into Black Ice very gingerly and use this in the outer third. I'm gonna clean off this brush a little bit and go into Hoodie. Sweep this on the inner part of this lash line. Maybe I'll bring in some Cozy to just take it down a notch. So dipping into Cozy, I'm going to put this towards the middle part of the lower lash line and blend it into Hoodie and also into Black Ice. So now I'm just gonna grab a tiny bit more Below Zero just to really emphasize the inner corner a bit. And actually, I'm also just gonna take my Wayne Goss number 5 and take a little bit of nippy just to connect things in the very bottom of the lower lash line. There we go. So that is the eyeshadow look done. It's definitely a more interesting look than what I anticipated based on these shades, because overall, I think if you take this green out, this is a very basic neutral palette, but I think kind of emphasizing more of the red shades like I did in today's look did make it a bit more interesting. Let's see, I do think had a tad bit of trouble with the blending and the crease, but overall I'm quite pleased with the quality of these shadows. Like if you don't have a lot of eyeshadow and you just want something that can create a fairly smoky eye but with some reds in it, then this is a decent option. Can't say I'm in love with this look, but let me just go in actually with my M Cosmetics brush liner in brown and see if that improves this overall look. I'll be right back. Alrighty, so that is the eyeshadow look done with this Fireside IPSY palette. I would overall say that it's definitely a more interesting look than I anticipated out of this palette. This palette does look very neutral when you swatch it, with the exception of this green shade. But I would say Cozy Up is definitely a more interesting shade than I expected. And you can see that in this swatch. The slight redness of Cozy Up just adds some additional dimension to it and makes it pair very well with S'mores and Hoodie. Overall though, I don't know that I'll necessarily be reaching for this palette a whole lot. I think it's a nice look, but there is just, I don't really look at this and think, wow, this is so beautiful, I need to recreate this look all the time. I look at this and think, yeah, this is a different look. That's fairly nice. But I would say if you do like this look and you don't have a whole lot of eyeshadow palettes, this is only $15. It's an amazing deal. I really can't fault the user experience at all. Like, there's no super high impact shadows in this palette. You won't have, you know, your really beautiful glittery shades. But I mean, for this price point, that's not really something that's easy to find. So considering these are just mattes and some pretty basic shimmers, I think this look is overall pretty multidimensional and interesting. Gotta give them credit for that. And for a fairly neutral palette, I think, you know, this can be quite useful on just an everyday basis. Sorry, just kind of trying to clean up these edges. I don't know, like, if you guys can probably see, but this edge is just bothering me so much. Like, please blend out. But this is a problem I have with other shadows as well, so I wouldn't say I wouldn't blame IPSY for this. So now let's just finish this look off with some of this Spackle Mist from Laura Geller. Whew. That was a nice mist. Don't know, I have to keep on using this to see if it really has any effect, but if you like coconut scented things, this will definitely kind of bring you to that tropical island. There we go. That is my IPSY haul of the month. Overall, I am quite pleased with this haul. As I mentioned earlier, it's only $25 and you get all of these products, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, do I have 6 products? I just realized I actually bought this for $3. So this did not come in my IPSY bag. This was an add-on that I bought. Okay, so there are 5 full-size products from IPSY. But yeah, just to recap, so we have this eyeshadow palette, this lip. So this is what I kind of have on today. Also the mist, which I just spritzed on. And then really, I guess what I'm very excited to try out is this face cream and this eye cream. This face cream especially is just so luxurious and $140. So if this works out, this is way more than the $25 that I spent on this bag. So overall, I'm quite pleased with my haul, and I think IPSY is a really great service to try if you like to have, you know, just a little bit of randomness in your beauty routine. Because for me, you know, I have like certain beauty brands that I am always looking at and, you know, trying to find sales for and stuff. But I also am interested in just, you know, beauty in general, and I think IPSY is a great way to find indie brands and foreign brands and just, you know, try something new. So this is not the look I thought I would be doing on my eyes today, but here we are, and I'm overall pleased with it. I think it's a very intriguing, definitely giving me fireside vibes look, and the shadows were far easier to work with than I would have expected given the price point. Thank you guys so much for joining me today, and I'll catch you next time. Bye!